About the Trump Gold Card idea that you unveiled yesterday.
I hope you like it.
I await more information, but the question is, does this reflect a view on your part that the American immigration system has never been properly monetized as you feel it should be?
Well, not so much monetized. It hasn't been properly run. I get calls from, as an example, companies where they want to hire the #1 student at a school. A person comes from India, China, Japan, lots of different places, and they go to Harvard, the Wharton School of Finance, they go to Yale, they go to all great schools, and they graduate #1 in their class, and they're made job offers, but the offer is immediately rescinded because you have no idea whether or not that person can stay in the country. I want to be able to have that person stay in the country. These companies can go and buy a gold card, and they can use it as a matter of recruitment. At the same
What is up, guys? Tyson De La Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. Trump unveiled the bold new plan of the Trump Gold Card, and we are going to talk about it. Shout out to everybody watching. Drop your comments down below. Smash the like button. We'll jump back into that cabinet meeting here in a second, but I just want to give you guys an overview if you missed it. So yesterday, Trump unveiled this. Trump unveiled bold plan to sell gold card visas for $5 million. President Trump previewed a plan on Tuesday to launch gold card program for wealthy immigrants who want to work in the United States, even offer them a path to citizenship if they qualify. The president said the card would replace the current EB-5 visa program that would cost about $5 million a person. I think this is a great idea. I think we'll see how it kind of unfolds. I think it will help drop down the national debt. But the United States Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick, said the Gold Card program would replace the EB-5 visa program that he criticized was, whoa, what happened there? What happened there was full of nonsense and make-believe and fraud. So I think this is a great plan moving forward. It'll bring down the national debt. And then also, I feel companies would pay or sponsor an individual to get the gold card so they can work in the United States and cultivate businesses. Let's jump back into this cabinet meeting, and then we'll continue.
time, the company is using that money to pay down debt. We're going to pay down a lot of debt with that. And I think the gold card is going to be used by not only for that. I mean, it'll be used by companies. I mean, I could see Apple. I've spoken with Tim Cook, and by the way, he's going to make a $500 billion investment in the country only because of the results of the election. And I think because of tariffs. He's going to want to be in the country because of tariffs. Because if you're in the country, there is no tariff. If you're out of the country, you got to pay tariffs. And that's going to be a great investment, I think, that he's making. I know it's going to be a great investment. But we have to be able to get people in the country, and we want people that are productive people. And I will tell you, the people that can pay $5 million, they're going to create jobs. They're going to spend a lot of money on jobs. They're going to have to pay taxes on that too. So they're going to be hiring people. They're going to be bringing people in and companies in. And I don't know, maybe it will sell like crazy. I happen to think it's going to sell like crazy. It's a bargain. But we'll know fairly soon. I think Howard and Scott, a few of you really are responsible for it. But Howard, if you want to discuss that for a couple of minutes, I think I'd like to have you. I think it's going to be a very successful program. This is commerce.
So the EB-5 program, which has been around for many years, had investment of $1 million into projects in America. And those projects were often suspect. They didn't really work out. There wasn't any oversight of it. And so for $1 million investment, you got a visa, and then you came into the country and ended up with a green card. So
I want to pause it right there because I want to give you guys a little little information on that, and then we'll jump back into this video. But the EB-5 with the $1 million investment, what a lot of individuals were doing, because this was established back during the Obama administration, what a lot of individuals were doing, they were investing $1 million in particular assets per se. So it'd be 4 or 5 individuals investing on a $5 million project, particularly in dilapidated areas, whether it's an old hotel or old grocery store that has been shut down for a long time. And then they would invest the money, then they would get the green card. And then a lot of times those projects would not move forward. Still to this day here in Nevada, there are a lot of projects where individuals invested funds into, and then those projects are still sitting completely dilapidated when everything around it is being rebuilt.
It was poorly overseen, poorly executed. Then you had our border open where millions of people came through. So the idea is we will have a proper business. We will modify the EB-5 agreement. Christy and I are working on it together. For $5 million, they'll get a license from the Department of Commerce. Then they'll make a proper investment on the EB-5, right? And we think Scott and I will design the EB-5 investment model because Scott and I are the best people together to do that. So this is joint. This is exactly the Trump administration. We all work together. We work it out to be the best. And if we sell, just remember, 200,000. There's a line for EB-5 of 250,000 right now. 200,000 of these gold green cards is $1 trillion to pay down our debt. And that's why the president is doing it, because we are going to balance this budget and we are going to pay off the debt under President Trump.
And to qualify, do you have to promise and make commitments to create a certain number of jobs here in the U.S.?
No, because not all these people are going to be job builders. There'll be successful people, or there'll be people that were hired from colleges, like sort of like paying an athlete a bonus. I mean, Apple or one of the companies will go out and they'll spend they'll buy 5 of them, and they're going to get 5 people. Look, I've had the complaint from a lot of companies where they go out to hire people and they can't hire them out of colleges. And you know what they do? They go back to India, or they go back to the country where they came, and they open up a company, and they become billionaires. And they're employing thousands and there are a lot of examples. There are some really big examples where they were forced out of the country. They graduated top in their class at a great school, and they weren't able to stay. This is all the time you hear it. And the biggest complaint I get from companies, other than over-regulation, which we took care of, but we're going to have to take care of it here because a lot of that was put back on by Biden. But the biggest complaint is the fact that they can't have any longevity with people. This way they have pretty much unlimited longevity. Also with the $5 million, that's a path to citizenship. So that's going to be, it's sort of a green card plus, and it's a path to citizenship. We're going to call it.
I like it. I know Donald Trump said in the press conference yesterday, he seemed pretty confident about selling these cards, and he seemed pretty confident about it. And hey, man, this guy can sell pretty much anything, and he's thinking out of the box here, and I like it. So once again, Trump is an expert at thinking of things outside of the box. And he's now offering to sell gold cards for wealthy foreign investors. And this was in the executive during his time of signing the executive orders a few days ago.
Something else that's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship, and wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. Never been done before, anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks, Howard? Do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Sure.
Mr. President, are there
Wait a
any
minute.
requirements for that
Hang on a
gold
sec.
card? Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Go
the
ahead.
EB-5 program was really, you lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold. So they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The President of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
The gold card, well, millions, but the gold card will bring in with it people that create jobs, very high-level people. I think companies will pay to get people in. For instance, you today graduate from the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford or any college, and nobody knows if you can even go to work for a company. So Apple and all these companies that want to get people to be working for them will be able to buy a card, and for the people that are number one in their class at top schools, I see that as one of the things. But generally speaking, it'll be people with money and people that create jobs, and they won't have to pay any tax on income outside of the United States, which they're not paying right now. They're not citizens, but they'll have to pay if they create jobs in the United States. They'll pay full taxes like everybody else. So you're getting big taxpayers, big job producers, and we'll be able to sell maybe 1 million of these cards, maybe more than that. And if you add up the numbers, they're pretty good. As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion. $5 trillion.
Wow.
And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have 35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But
I love his confidence on this. I absolutely love his confidence on this. Again, the EB-5's been around for a long time. The EB-5 program, I think it's been around since the 1990s. Correct me in the comment section if I'm wrong about that. But I know during the Obama administration, he was heavily pushing the EB-5 program to investors to invest in particular projects. And that's what I was referencing at the beginning of this video. I think Trump is spot on with this. Paying a significant amount of money, you get better people to come into the country. Then they start with jobs. Then they start with businesses. Then they don't have to pay their tariffs, if you would, because they're cultivating business in here. So I think it's a good plan in regards of stimulating the economy and helping reduce down the national debt. Let me know what you guys think about this. Do you think it's a good plan? Do you think it's a bad plan? Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe. And as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next one.